Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Paper Straw Podcast. I am Ian Rinion, an independent alternative media practitioner, among other things, and the guy behind the Intrepid Ian Rinion channel. With me, as always, are my two co-hosts, Christian Tejares and Chris Short. How are you guys? And how's the storm? I mean, what the hell? It rained for the whole day, and now it's sunny. What the hell?
3 days.
Yeah, thank God it stopped.
Yeah.
I was tired of it.
Oh, so do I.
There's a river in front of my house.
Yeah, but I really hope that everyone else are not that affected by the rains. If you are, we are very sorry that you're having that, and I really hope that people who can help should help. That's all that I can say at this point. Anyway, what we're talking right now, since it's the last Friday before Halloween, because Halloween is 31st of October, and it's gonna be this coming Thursday. By the time of this recording, why not? Why not we tackle the scariest things or the scariest shows that we have watched on TV, either when we were young or as we grow up. I mean, I really want this as a free flow thing for you guys, especially for you, Chris, because I know that you're not into horror. We have established that in one of the previous episodes, but just in case that you have something scary, it's not necessarily horror, but for example, myself, when I was a kid, there is this public service announcement from a religious group called Family Rosary Crusade, wherein there's this image of the Virgin Mary coming out after a flash of white. And then there's the image of Mary. I mean, that's a core memory. That's one example of one of the scariest stuff that I have watched on TV. So, yeah, that's that. How about I don't know.
Christian, you can go ahead. I have a pretty long story about
Sure
something. Yeah, Christian, you
Something
go ahead.
that I watched.
I'll go last. What I say is just an example. Yeah.
Like
go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, the film culture here in the Philippines, back when I was a kid, was basically almost non-existent because theaters are not easily accessible by someone of a younger age, like particularly horror movies. So we tend to watch the films. We wait for it to actually, because sometimes it just takes a bit of time for it to actually be shown in basic TV, like networks, right?
Yeah,
The
free
Philippines
TV,
is-
that is.
Free TV. Like the Philippines is well known for its horror films. Basically, the Shake, Rattle, and Roll series, if
Shake,
anyone is
Rattle.
actually familiar with it.
Yeah. I think the first installment of it has been featured recently because of the 50th anniversary of the Metro
Yeah.
Manila Film Festival. Yeah. Such
Yeah,
a
so-
shame we can't it's such a shame we can't I mean, we didn't have the time to watch it, but yeah.
Yeah. A
It would've been
particular,
nice.
I don't know which number of that film it is that featured this, because the basically that movie, if you're not familiar with it, Chris, is Shake, Rattle, and Roll are basically the theme of the three short films that are featured
Okay.
within the entirety of the movie. These are basically short films
Anthologies.
within the film.
Yeah.
So
Films
one
within
of
the
this
film.
is actually, and I don't know, Ian, if you know this, but there's one regarding the MRT.
Wow.
So
I mean,
Okay.
it should be it should have been filmed as early as the early 2000s.
yeah,
So I'm not sure how it is. but
there are a
I'm
bunch of
researching
episodes that I've
online.
seen, but one thing in particular that sticks with me is the MRT one.
Mhm.
They say it's MRT, but I know it's the LRT.
Yeah.
The other one, they just filmed it on the LRT, then just
Uh-huh.
said it, told everyone it's
Uh,
MRT.
Which LR
that's fun.
which LRT? One or two? Perhaps it's
I
one.
don't I I can't recall
Should be
which one it
one
is.
because
But the premise of the
but
story
two
is,
is yeah.
I guess the owner of the MRT has a son that has a curse that he is a monster. And if you are riding on the last train, you are basically the offering to that son.
Oh
So,
wow.
and I have a work in Ortigas, and my shift is graveyard. So
Mm.
I
Holy
basically
shit.
ride the the last train every time.
I think it's episode 2. It's no, it's
Thir-
Shake
is
Rattle
it
and Roll 8
13?
in 2006.
Right? So if you're an office worker and you ride MRT for most of your employment life,
Mm.
there's a
Yeah.
tinge of chill that you can feel every time you sit, or at least
And
do the last ride. Now another.
and this is and before
Go ahead.
you sorry for interjecting,
No,
Chris,
no, no.
but um uh the memory of Filipinos are still fresh, especially the 2001 bombing of LRT1 and in
Yeah.
Lumetrit station.
I would know that because my uncle is actually one of the victims.
Oh shit.
Oh,
So
sorry. Sorry to
no
hear
worries.
that.
It's been so long. Like,
Yeah, but um, the way that the way that the director for that story, um, I mean the director of that story had the guts to to feature a horror film about the LRT 5 years after the after the incident. So
yeah, it was just real
I-
recent after that incident, right?
yeah, but I guess uh, good for him for his courage and all that shit. But as you were saying, Christian,
Yeah. Another film that I've watched, and I don't know if Chris knows this, is from the U.S. Stephen King's Christine.
Oh, Christine. What was Christine about?
It was about a cursed car.
Yeah. I
It's
know
a
it wasn't a
good
person.
one. So, what was it? Was it the Plymouth that's actually killing, unaliving people?
Yeah.
I forgot where we are now. So,
Yeah, Christine. Yeah, the possessed car.
yeah, one of the scenes that actually stuck with me is actually the repair shop where a bunch of mechanics were actually doing stuff to it, and they're getting off the one by one. They were getting yeeted, and no one actually was able to put two and two together. It was the car.
Yeah.
yeah,
That reminds me of another one that fucked me up when I was a kid too. But for me, the one that really and this thing impacted me for this is 100% true. No exaggeration. I know sometimes I embellish things for, for humor or whatever, but I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah.
When I was actually I can tell you because Super Mario Brothers 3 had just came out.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So Super Mario Brothers 3 release date was 1988. So it was in October of 88. So yeah, this was because we had just got the game.
Hmm.
So 1988, I am 7 years old.
Hmm.
My mom is actually in my room playing Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Right? Well, it was my game, but whatever. She could play it. She bought it, so it's all good. But so I had become like bored of watching her, right? So I go into the living room. Mind you, this is October. So I go into the living room
Bad timing.
and my stepdad is watching the Halloween edition of Unsolved Mysteries.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice.
I'm seven. I remember vividly I'm sitting on the sofa. He's sitting here in his recliner. I'm sitting on the sofa, and the Unsolved Mysteries theme music begins, and Robert Stack, his
Yeah.
creepy ass voice is on there. And I think to myself, boy, I do not want to watch this. And then I think, if I leave, my stepdad will make fun of me.
You
He
already
will.
got that idea back then when you were a kid that you would be called a wuss.
Well, I mean, he would joke with us, right? He's like, he would say things like "pick your lip up before you step on it" if we were pouting or sad or something, uh,
Yeah.
crying never got you nowhere. Crying never gets you anything but a snotty shirt. He'd say things like that. Um, but "pick your lip up before you step on it" was one of his favorites. "Pick your lip up before you step on it." But I just knew, I was like, oh, he'll tease me, right, if I leave. So I watched this shit,
Yeah.
and there were one stories like the ghosts were throwing eggs through the refrigerator door,
Mm.
which is crazy. And there was a bunch of poltergeists. There was a lot of unsolved poltergeist mysteries and unsolved murders and unsolved just scary shit. And I sat through it for
Yeah.
fear of being teased. And fellas, I shit you not when I say that for the next 2 years, I had constant nightmares. I slept on the top bunk.
Yeah.
My mom would have to stand beside my bed with her hand on my leg before I could go to sleep for a long time.
Wow.
That shit fucked me up for 4 years.
That sucks.
Like mental trauma for real until I was like,
And all
until I was
because your
probably
mom
like,
played Super Mario 3.
all because my
And
mom she
speaking
couldn't beat
of,
the Dark World.
Mm.
And speaking of Super Mario 3, there is a, I don't know if it's a game or an analog horror, but there's a there's a series of horror Mario games that I'm actually checking out here. Mario.exe and Luigi.exe.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
I hate those.
You've seen those? You've seen those?
I hate those.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll never look at Mario the same way again. I've never looked at him that way anyway, so.
Yeah. Hmm. And
A lot of jump scares in that game.
oh, more than Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, imagine Chris, Mario, the enemy actually falling off a ledge. You thought it was done, but that enemy suddenly pops up and chases you at hyper speed.
How do we
Then the background suddenly changed, the music turns eerie.
mini play Mario EXE? I didn't know anything about this.
It was an independent edit, right? Someone
Yeah, I
customed
think
it.
it's
It's a good edit.
Yeah, I think it's And anyway,
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing some.
seeing some.
I'm seeing some of it. Yeah, it looks pretty intense.
I figured if Mario was actually done into today's age with how they actually distribute the games, where you buy the game, but that's not the entirety of the game. You need to buy the downloads, right? That could be an add-on for them, right? Every Halloween,
Right.
you download that,
Yeah,
The DLC.
the DLC.
It's a DLC that would scare the shit out of kids.
With this generation, I don't think so. Back then, it would be.
Well, maybe not scared, but will be
Yeah.
jump scared, surprised, and maybe they'll laugh it off.
And you know what? I think my traumatic experience with Unsolved Mysteries is why to this day I don't like horror movies.
Really?
Yeah, that's a
'Cause,
good
I
way
mean,
to tie it in.
It got
Good way
me
to tie it in.
it got to the core of my like anxiety.
Mhm.
Right? This affected me for years. I don't know if I've even. This might be a revelation. I don't know that I've ever told anyone this before.
well, at least you
Yeah.
have two people
We're
who
glad you
know
were able
it
to
now.
actually got a bit of a release.
Yeah, it was. Think now as a 40 something, like, bro, I was so scared that, or I was so weirded out, I guess, and just hyper like conscious of weird shit, I guess. Like our house had like this long hallway,
Yeah.
and it like there was a bedroom, and then the bathroom, then there was another bedroom, and like going to the bathroom at night, I would, if the door was here, like, and I'm going down the hallway, I would like run past the door because like I was so like.
Oh shit, that
And then I would
that's
go
what.
into the bathroom. This is God's honest truth. I would go into the bathroom. I would check under the sink. I would check behind the shower curtain, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only
that's
for
also a core
only for the
memory
ghost
on
to
my
hand you
end.
a paper towel after.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, where you at? Yeah. Where's the toilet paper? I know you're hiding that shit from me. But
Yeah, that
but
that's
yeah, that
also a
shit fucked
core
me up for
memory on my end.
years.
That's also a core memory on my end. Every time I pass into a dark place, either at home or even at school, because the school that I attended to happened to be the school attended to by the late Jennifer Visconde. If you
Mm.
know the Visconde massacre, Christian,
Yeah.
one of the daughters of Lauro Visconde um was a student in the school that I am in.
Yeah.
So you know, given that
I
correlation,
think
or given that
I was already high school when that happened.
yeah, I wasn't
Same.
even in grade school, but
Yeah.
during the time that I was in there, you
The father of
know,
the victims just recently died, right?
yeah,
Laura
yeah.
Visconde. Rest in
May
peace.
the Visconde family rest in peace. That's all I can say. But you know what? The fact that Jennifer, you know, um, Jennifer attended the school that I attended to. It it just creeps me out every time that you know school hours is done. I'm just waiting for the school service to pick me up to get me home. And in those dark alleys or dark places, there's a
Yeah.
it's those are the places that no one would dare pass through, because you know, the ghosts of the people who died might you know uh might come and visit the school that they were in, you know, uh have some recall some of their memories when they were alive and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either the scariest places or the hospitals, the cemetery or the school.
Mhm.
Like that's
I
basically the
only
go-to
recently,
of
yeah, speaking
everything.
of cemeteries, I only recently realized that uh it's n- it's part scary, but it's also part um peaceful, because you know, um nobody's in there. It's basically a town of, or or a neighborhood of dead bodies. And you know, and in at least uh at least on my end, I have a duty to pray for them, so that wherever they may be, they're at peace. So that's that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so what
before we go on tangents,
so what's
before we
your
go on tangents,
yeah,
yeah.
so what's your pick, Ian,
Oh,
regarding your
yeah.
most scary? Are we doing the most scary
Scary.
now, or is it just something that we
Scary. I guess
experienced?
we can go at the scary. You know, um,
Sorry, I just did quick. I know everything about the Visconde massacre now.
You know who
oh
did
yeah.
it? Can you
Well,
help?
I know who went to prison for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still a question mark to this day,
Yeah.
even though he served his time.
Yeah.
Well, I
Such
feel
a
like there is
shame
a,
that
I feel like
it's
the
still
reason there's a
unsolved.
question mark is because the powerful people, if the people involved weren't, if the people guilty of this weren't associated with powerful people, then it wouldn't still be a mystery.
And I guess it's also the fact that the father of the victim actually wasn't contented with the sentence. That's why it feels unresolved since
Yeah.
those that are involved still felt that way,
Yeah,
right?
but I do hope that wherever Lauro Visconde is, he would be at peace and he would be reunite.
Yeah.
He has reunited with his family,
Yeah.
so that's that.
It's gonna be Halloween
Wherever
soon.
they
He'll
be.
be visiting you. Oh, thank you very
Mm.
much.
Hey, don't even, don't even get me started on
Well,
that.
from
I'll
what I
pray for
read,
his soul. That's for sure. I'll pray for his soul.
Yeah.
I'll
from
pray for
what
his soul and the soul of his family, of course.
from what I
But
read,
before we go,
the family was a very holy family.
Yeah.
Like the one was
Mm.
stabbed like 19 times, one was stabbed like 17 times. That's a lot of holes.
There's a lot of holes.
oh yeah, that's a lot of holes.
Very
And
holy family.
Like you would think with the first three, they would have thought, maybe this is done, but no.
Jennifer's
Bro, 19?
older
That's-
sister was
That's
even
completely a crime of passion.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's about
It's too personal.
Carmela Visconde, the Jennifer's older sister. I'm not sure if it's Carmela is her name, but the older sister of Jennifer was the very prime target of the criminals or the perpetrators.
We suddenly turned into that channel on YouTube that does these cases, right? Have you guys watched that?
The
Or
real
Mango
crime, the
something,
real
or-
what is it? True
True
crime.
crime stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
With the Asian chick?
They're-
Like,
I mean, I don't even know how
we suddenly turned into that.
how on earth, true crime channels or true crime content can also pass as Halloween content.
Yeah, because
Because
someone
I've
needs to
also
be,
been
someone needs to be
Yeah, because-
unalive first before they can haunt you. I
yeah.
guess that's the main theme
I
of
guess
it.
that's fair. I guess that's fair because if that person is alive, it wouldn't
Because
be a story.
If it's just a person that's alive that's haunting you, it's basically just your one broke friend that's actually knocking on your door.
Or that ex.
Perhaps.
Or that
Yeah.
ex
That one ex of ours that just
Mm.
haunts you.
that
Before
just
we go on
decided you're the
tangents.
one.
Yeah.
I walk
But
I
before
walk
we
by
go,
the
yeah. But
I
before we
walk
go
by
on
Telepapa
tangents,
and it's like, oh god, everything reminds me of her.
This is
yeah. But
deadly
before we go on
nostalgia.
tangents, though, before we go
It's a
on
good-
tangents,
A good title
I
of a
guess
movie,
we can.
Deadly Nostalgia.
I
Mm.
guess we can. I guess we can just have this episode as stories or
You still
our
haven't
stories
mentioned
of
this.
scary
You still
stories.
haven't told us yours, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course.
We went on this insane
Yeah,
tangent
TV.
about crime and
Of course, TV.
Evie?
Nothing. Yeah, I think that's what I said. The one thing that definitely was a core memory when it comes to scary stuff that we have seen on TV or in any other media for that matter is the annual Scare Fest on ABS-CBN with Kabayan Noli de Castro and his creepy ass voice every time he's presenting this Halloween thing every year, especially now.
is there a particular story that you can remember regarding that? But there has been so many.
Yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot.
Like there is one story that I can remember, and I think it's been retold so many times that it's the only thing that sticks. It's the story of the white lady in Balete,
Oh, yeah. That's a legend. That's a
right?
I guess that's a cult classic. The white
But
lady in Balete.
it's been a
died.
staple. Like there's throughout the years for the Magandang Gabi Bayan Halloween
Yeah.
special. Like there are
Yeah.
different variations regarding that story. There needs to be one about that with every yearly episode.
Yeah. Yeah. although in the other dedicated content that Noli de Castro is presenting, it's called Kababalaghan for 6 years now. Kababalaghan in Tagalog is uh I don't know how to translate it, but that's the name of the annual thing. Uh
Like you think
one of
news in the
the
U.S. is actually scary. Wait till you see the news here in the Philippines.
yeah,
It's
the one
actually
that I
horror.
remember the most. Yeah, the one that I remember the most um is when the Clark Air Base Hospital, the relic Clark Air Base Hospital was still not yet developed, and you know uh there were uh there's some creepy shit happening inside.
Yeah, Chris wants to
It's
go there,
always a
right?
it's always a hospital. I do want to
Yeah.
go. I'm very interested in discovering if things are they real,
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
right?
military base. So
Yeah,
You know, if you
although
did
yeah.
you know if you go to any gravesite and you walk around it three
yeah.
times, and then each lap you say, "What are you doing?" Then the next lap you say, "What are you doing?" Then the next lap you say, "What are you doing?" Then when you stop, they'll say nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
Dumbass.
if they're I mean, they're they're just sleeping there for
Yeah,
Jeez.
God knows how long.
Christ. Chris, what the fuck?
that's a
Yeah.
Halloween dad joke.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I know. I know.
Jesus.
They'll say nothing.
It's like burning diapers at the front door.
Yeah, that's that's there's also
Uh,
something that I
I was waiting for something like Candyman and shit. Like,
yeah, no, it's just a stupid
yeah,
joke.
I thought
yeah,
there was an
and
urban
then
legend regarding it.
yeah,
Like
maybe we can also
every spot here in the Philippines, like where I'm living right now, there are legends regarding it that this is basically just a gravesite of the revolutionaries back in the Spanish era. So I
Mm.
guess every part of the Philippines, since we've been colonized so much, there's a bunch of I guess there's a lot of vindictive ghosts walking around during that were around since the Spanish period. Like
during the
I guess in the U.S.
revolutionary
not that
period,
much, right?
uh,
Like,
Yeah.
what's the common theme regarding ghosts in the U.S. in America?
Uh,
yeah,
what do you mean the common theme?
Like,
maybe not ghosts, but creatures or uh uh scary shit like um zombies or something. I guess um one of the creepier shit that you guys have is other than Slender Man is Bigfoot, the Wendigo, those kind of things.
Uh,
I
but I
don't
mean,
consider
you
those
have things
scary.
like, I mean, but you have things like Amityville,
Oh,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
oh, yeah.
the whole
Of
Conjuring.
course.
The Conjuring house is real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of different things in the U.S. Like the
but
what's the one?
not a
Yeah, there's a
lot.
lot.
Not a lot regarding mysticism, right? Not unlike anything in Asia. I think that's the reason why Asian horror actually does well there in the U.S. because that's the thing
Mhm.
that's lacking from America.
Especially the ones the Japanese ones like Ringu, right?
Yeah, Ring,
Yeah,
The Grudge, which sounds like a UFC event.
yeah, yeah. Sounds
The
like the
Grudge.
WWE.
I would just like to ask you. I would just like to ask you, Christian.
Yeah.
Is Spirited Away a horror anime?
No, it's not.
But is it can it be Halloween themed?
Japanese, I think, has two different segregation when it comes to these things. There's the horror aspects, and then there's the mystical aspect of it. Like Kamikakushi or being spirited away, I think falls in the mystical one because this is just basically you being taken by the spirits. Not
Mhm.
there is not gonna be any hint that there's torture, or there's any pain or any unaliving that's gonna be happening. You're basically just taken away. You're missing. You're basically just an Asian version of an Amber Alert. So
Mm.
Oh, I see. I see.
at least the
Because
Let me.
police here.
because when I think about Spirited Away and all that shit, I was thinking, okay, is this some kind of Halloween themed
Yeah,
thing
is
because of Spirited Away means you're
Asian
being abducted by a ghost or
Asians
something.
particularly for like it's not even regarding the exorcist and stuff. Asians, and particularly in Japan, their
Mhm.
type of horror is usually involves body horror.
Mm.
So anything that is of the macabre, that is, that's why they're so good with this thing, like physical movement. That's horror to them. It's a
Yeah.
it's the performative performative aspect that actually stimulates you into fear.
No wonder the movements of the of the girl in Ringu or the Ring
That's why
is legendary because
yeah, that's why anyone can actually remember the game Silent Hill,
Oh yeah,
Silent.
I love
Oh
Silent
yeah,
right?
Hill.
Silent.
You can remember the nurses there. They're one of the most scariest part of that game is because of their movement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and other than that, in pop culture, any foggy, any road
They have to
that's
rewatch that again.
foggy, any road that's foggy, you can use it as a Silent Hill meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to rewatch that again. That film got a bad rap. The Western
Yeah.
Silent Hill movie. Have you guys watched it?
I don't think. No, I haven't seen the movie, but I played the game. I played the first game when it came out, and it was good.
Yeah, people
Speaking of
panned it back then, but
games,
I quite enjoyed it. It's actually really scary, and the visuals were actually really good. I don't know what people were on when they kept saying that it was bad.
speaking of games, I remember playing The House of the Dead
Oh,
by Sega. You
The
know that,
zombies?
yeah,
Chris?
I do.
Oh.
It was really gory, right, for a game.
Oh, for an for a for a
It was on
90s or
the
80s 90s game, yeah, it's very gory.
it was on the arcades and on the Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
Although
there
on
was a
my
lot of like
end, I
graveyard. There was a lot of graveyard stuff, right? I feel like a lot of
yeah,
graveyard stuff.
and a lot of monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, zombies for me are not that much scary. I guess.
I
That's why I
guess
can
it's
actually
more of
tolerate.
a thriller, or not really thriller. The song by Michael Jackson, rest in peace, Michael Jackson.
Like
It's
anything
more
that I
of
can
the
actually see that I can unalive, I could probably be tolerable of. My problem is with things that I can't see and can't actually touch or can't do anything about. That's the most
yeah,
scariest thing.
that's the scariest. Yeah, and um, I remember this film called The Devil Inside. It's
Okay.
about
Yeah.
yeah, it was released in 2012. It's about um an exorcist team that has failed to uh uh kick out an evil spirit in one of the patients or one of the clients that they are trying to help. So that's that. And the ending is it's very creepy because the devil passed from one body to another, and
Mm.
the ending scene is basically them on a car, and the car crashed and all that shit.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
right?
One of I've watched a couple horror movies that I don't know if you call them horror movies. But like the American adaptation of Shudder, I found to be really good.
Yeah.
Mm.
So far.
Um, what's another one that I really the Pope's Exorcist. It had its moments, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Russell Crowe in that role.
How about
Uh,
Nefarious?
I haven't watched it.
Mm.
Like Shudder is one of the
But-
all-time greats, right? The reveal at the end.
So
Spoilers
good.
to everyone.
So
but
good. Yeah.
And speaking of horror stuff and media,
Every time I get back pains, I usually think of that movie. Like,
Bro, me too. It's like, damn,
Right?
is there a little Japanese girl sitting on me?
That's the
Like,
type of
what's happening?
psychological scar that you get from watching these films.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's how you know it's really good.
Yeah, some things just stick with you.
oh
Right?
yeah.
Every time I get
Yeah.
back
And
pains, is it
Christian-
my ex?
I don't know if you remember this. But there are also horror series on TV, such as Okat Tokat, Midnight DJ, and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
But those are far more diving into comedy and entertainment.
Oh yeah, but
right?
nevertheless, it's horror, but a little with a little bit of comedy. I really am fond of of having comedy in all of the genres, like action comedy, rom-com, and even horror.
I never
uh,
got into those. My problem with that is they dive too much on the crutch of using slapstick to actually
Uh-huh.
for
Mm.
entertainment, that it takes you away from the horror element of it. Like that's
Yeah.
my
That's the
issue with it.
that's the unfortunate.
If you're
thing.
gonna be
Yeah.
scaring me, don't make me laugh while actually trying
Well,
to scare me.
maybe that's just my approach on it. That uh,
But if they're
scare me
if
by
it was actually
scare me to the point that I'm laughing. You know,
yeah,
Scared silly.
yeah,
like Bruno Mars would say, "Die with a smile," right?
I would smile. And
Yeah.
that's basically my approach as well to on analog horror. I already told this in a previous episode, but there are very good analog horror series as well that are locally based, or let's just say very much jump scary to the point that okay, you would just like to watch this and get creeped out. There's this YouTube channel called iRepublic. I have actually communicated a little bit with the guy behind that YouTube channel. I think he's based in Canada at this point, and I'm not sure if he's making any more content at this point, but all of his, I mean, some of his stuff is very some of his stuff is very creepy. So I give him props to that. I'll link the YouTube channel in the description below, as well as the other things that we're talking about that we can check online. But yeah, I've shared to you guys the YouTube channel. You can check it out maybe after this episode. But yeah, there's also this video that I watched back then, and it's basically how do I say this? It's basically a distorted an attempt to distort the attempt to distort a clip, a 1990s clip of TV Patrol, the news, the primetime news program of ABS-CBN during the Ramos administration,
Yeah.
Fidel Ramos administration. For that, for all of you guys out there, just trying to look at it on my YouTube channel because I posted it in my community. Yeah. Uh, the KBA tapes. That's the name of the series, and particularly this video is very much jump scary. I would just like to recommend this not only to you guys but also to
Yeah.
my to our viewers out there. Anyway, before we go on tangents, I just wanted to share that because that's my I guess being the youngest in the three of us, that's where I find my horror or my scary shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's good. Hope the our audience can actually go to the comment section and share us their experiences on either television or film on the scariest things that they've actually seen.
Mm,
If
yeah.
it's gonna be coming from the mirror, we wouldn't care about it. Just for TV or film.
Yeah. Because the experience that we have here, three of us, they're they're just three of many. Because
Mm.
Yeah.
you may have your scary or what's that word again, Chris? Scared silly moments.
Scared silly. Yeah.
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 You can be shitting your pants or scared
Yeah.
silly, whatever your reaction would be. As long as it's horror, we would definitely appreciate that. Yeah. Do share it in the comments below. What else?
Yeah.
Uh,
The storm is actually picking up now here. Can you guys hear it?
Wow. I could hear
Oh.
that. Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
So I hope everyone's actually still keeping safe. The storm is not over. Please stay
Yeah.
inside.
There's also
If there's an evacuation going around in your area, just evacuate.
grab your important things, but leave everything else behind. Don't risk it. And
Like,
if I
it
am
would make
not
for a good,
mistaken, there's
recording
another.
if suddenly my roof actually blew off. So,
Yeah, that's something that can be
no,
used
just,
for
just
horror.
kidding.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
also, there's another storm coming through. So what
Everyone
Christian
keep safe.
said, I would just corroborate. Please do not risk it. If you're a cyclist like me, don't even risk it at this point or even this weekend, because if I am not mistaken, forecasts are saying that the storm if there another storm is coming in. It's not gonna be directly impacting the Philippines, but it would suck in the other storm that just passed through the Fujiwara effect. So that's that. Anyway, you have shared
just
Christian,
to
you
change
shared
gears a
this.
bit, like this happened this weekend. I don't think we could actually ignore this.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I guess
uh,
we should.
Everyone actually
I mean,
knows.
we're already here, so let's
Okay.
tackle this shit.
So everyone actually knows about the musical Wicked, right? It's been going on for better part of decades now.
Mm.
With
Half
the
a
great
century, I
Idina
guess.
Menzel.
Better part of the
Yeah.
half century at the
So-
at the very least.
Yeah,
And the
they will
story
be
is
doing-
almost a century now.
Yeah, they will be doing a live action of it, and the one who will be playing the leads on it are Ariana Grande and I don't want to butcher her name, Cynthia Erivo. So
I don't know the other one.
she's a theater actor. She's a good one,
Oh, okay.
based on what I hear. Now they
But
released a
Ariana
poster.
Grande,
Yeah,
I mean,
Ari- the singer.
I know, but she's dipping her toes on theater too.
She's
Bro, if
she's
you
been
gotta
in
you gotta
theater.
check out the most recent appearance on SNL. She killed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
She
Perhaps-
does voice. She does impressions. I mean, she was on TV.
oh yeah. I think before she
You
was,
kind of forgot
became
that she was
famous.
an actress before she was actually a singer.
Yeah, she was a Disney
Yeah,
Channel
she's,
baby.
Yeah. Okay. Disney baby, of course.
I
And
think
I
that-
think she's also a voice actor or voice impersonator.
She does
Yeah,
do
she
pretty good impressions.
of
Yeah, good
Celine.
impressions. Yeah.
She did good. She does good impression of Celine, Miley Cyrus,
She does a
And I
wicked
think,
Celine, no pun intended.
Britney.
Like,
and she also covered Whitney Houston, and she killed it too.
Yeah, so that casting, I like that casting actually.
yeah. So what happened was, like, they released a poster. I will be showing it here. But the problem with that poster is, let me just share that. But
Yeah,
you guys can
take
see
your
it, right?
time. I'm not sure if we're seeing it on my end, but you sent this
Yeah.
our way. So
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this
I
is
can see it.
got an idea.
so this is the poster that they've released, and a fan actually made a version of this. Like,
Can
there
you
you
zoom
go.
in on it a little?
Okay.
Like a fan
I think
actually
there are two
made
versions
this.
of this. The one with the one that you've just posted, and the other one is you know, just RBF,
Yeah,
resting
this
bitch
was
face.
this was the one that the fan made. Like
This
This
the
is
good.
fan made.
Yeah, this is the one made.
Holy
by-
shit!
This was a fan made one. It was supposed to actually. Yeah, it was supposed to pay homage to this one.
Mm.
Yeah, the original
original.
poster of Wicked.
The original
Yeah.
poster of Wicked. Which is
Yeah.
kind of funny because that was their original intent with the original poster that they actually released.
What happened?
So this was the original poster. Alongside the poster for the theater. So it's decent, right? So a fan suddenly
Yeah.
took it upon himself to actually make an homage to
Mm.
the original, and the actress Cynthia didn't actually
Uh-huh.
care for it that much and took offense to it. Like
Oh,
in her tweet, like, this is the wildest, most offensive thing I have seen, equal to that awful AI of us fighting, equal to people posing the question, is your blank green? I would disagree that this is not the most offensive thing that's ever been shown. If you guys ever seen the Black Panther edit of the poster, you
Yeah.
would know. None
Uh,
of this.
So what's
the
what's her
recent one,
problem
Black
here?
Panther Wakanda Forever, that one.
Yeah,
So what's
We're
her
getting
issue
to
here
it.
though? That they covered her face?
none of this is funny. None of it is cute. It degrades me. It degrades us. The original poster is an illustration. I am a real life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to you, the viewer, because without words we communicate with our eyes. Our poster is an homage, not an imitation. To edit my face and hide my eyes is to erase me. I don't think it erased you. And that is just
Yeah.
deeply hurtful. Now,
Fucking victim mentality.
Okay.
Everybody's a victim now.
okay.
So gross. I'm so sick of it. Like, oh my god, you removed my. No, you're still there.
Now, here's the deal with this. And if you are
Okay.
watching, Cynthia, my dear, you're lovely. I know you're a good actress.
Yeah.
But the funny
We
thing
love
about
you.
that
We're just
post-
we just have to tackle this one, okay?
But the funny thing about that poster, it's not for you. It's for your audience. It's for you to
Yeah, it's got
invite
nothing-
them
yeah.
to your movie. It was never about you from the start. If you've lived
Is
enough,
that a
you've
movie
seen
or a
post-
theater play?
It's a movie. They turned it into.
Oh,
They turned a
okay,
theater play
okay.
into a
I thought
live
it was
action
a
film.
I thought it was another live action theater play.
I think all theater plays are live action.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That's why I
thought
mentioned
was-
it's a film.
I
Live
thought it
action
was a
film.
theater play. But yeah, I guess
yeah.
I missed that one. Sorry about it.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, so it's not about you. It's about the
Yeah.
audience. You're inviting them to your film. What better
this
way
was
to
fan-made.
actually, like, these posters are actually made to attract the audiences, not to feed your
Mm.
ego.
Right.
And if I am not mistaken, this is this is basically the first time that I'm seeing an actor being offended
If
by a fan art
if
because
anything, if the fans' actual reaction to that and why he actually did it was actually just out of genuine love, he actually dissed the fan.
yeah,
That's what I was going to say. Is this is fan made, not troll made.
yeah, because if a troll made this, it would have been worse. Would have been worse than the one that we're seeing. I mean, this
Yeah.
is decent. Okay, this is very much decent.
It's closer to the
And,
original.
Very close to the original. And even though she said that we're not imitating or something, you can't help fans from doing their shit.
It's a victim
and-
mentality, man.
Like-
It's a victim
Yeah.
mentality.
Victim-
Everybody's
yeah.
attacked.
Victim
You guys were
mentality aside,
already you guys
victim
were
mentality
already
aside.
doing good over the past weeks. Like you released a teaser, everyone actually loved it. Everyone wasn't against the casting. Everyone actually loved the casting for this one. Everyone loved the visuals. Then you put out this shit
Yeah.
just
Way to suck
because
the
they
energy out
hit
of the
your
room.
eyes. You might know that it's
point?
not just her that they covered. They also placed Ariana Grande's hands further up to cover her face.
Right.
So
and
it's not the
did
edit is
Ariana
not
Grande
just,
said anything?
No. Her
And
PR team's a lot better than this.
and the edit was not just on her. It's also on Ariana. If the edit was just for her image, that would be another thing. Like these actresses, like this is what you and me, Chris, actually talked about this a while back. Like some of these actors and actresses think that they own this film. Like the film should just be about them and not to service the character that they're actually portraying.
Which I find very
I hate
not only
when
self-serving, but ridiculous.
I hate when filmmakers, producers, directors, actors do this. Like they service themselves rather than servicing the audience by making it all about them.
The me
And-
mentality, I guess. That if I can interject.
And if you want my own opinion regarding this, my most honest opinion, I'd much rather have that fan edit than the one that they actually put forward.
I like the fan edit.
I wouldn't have said
Yeah.
anything.
That's again, as I said, it's decent. At the very least,
It's
it's
a
decent.
much better teaser poster than the one they
Yeah.
put out.
Of course. I mean, no offense to the actor, but you know, we already know the face of this actor. Why not have some kind of creative liberty?
Let's
I mean,
not
yeah, it's
turn-
not like she was CGI'd out of the entire movie.
It's
course.
not like what happened to Halle Bailey back then during The Little Mermaid, where someone actually removed her face and replaced a white actress there. Like that's straight up. That's not.
That's insane.
That's not.
That's
okay.
crazy. That's crazy behavior.
That's not okay. Like we don't condone that. And being
But that's,
a
I mean,
minority,
I don't want to be, I don't want to turn this into a political thing, but this is
yeah, turn
this
it
is the-
into one.
this is the this is the trending way to behave. Is because I'm from this certain group of people.
But
If you do anything I don't like, I am a victim.
but not everyone is acting this way. That's the thing. Not
The loud
everyone.
people.
Not a lot of. If you think about it, how many veteran actors do you feel actually
Not
acted this
everyone
way?
not everyone is acting this way, but the people that are acting this way come from one area.
And basically, they're the loudest voice. That's the reason why.
Well, they get amplified because people love stupid shit. Like Christian, you nailed it. It's not about her.
It's not.
And it's okay to not like something, and it's okay to prefer something else. It's not an attack on you.
I could even
It's
argue
not personal. Like, get over
if
yourself.
I was actually the one funding this film, and you presented me the two posters, I would probably pick the fan edit because it's a much better teaser poster. You're not yet showing the actress in entirety and what they're gonna be looking like in the film.
Right.
You're teasing them.
Yeah, yeah. That's I guess I guess it's also the fault of the fans that they wanted to know who the hell's acting this part and all that. Maybe that's part of it, but a majority of it is more on the creatives. If you really wanted a good impression on the whole thing,
Yeah.
allow people to imitate in their own way an existing art form or an existing poster just like this. I do remember the that scene from General Luna where Antonio Luna and his aide were killed. There was this scene where the Kawit Battalion dragged their bodies into one side. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Spolarium.
Oh.
The Spolarium made by his older brother Juan.
Yeah.
Juan Luna.
Yeah, but the
You remember
imagery
that, Christian?
Yeah, but the imagery of this one is just purely based on marketing. Like, anyone can see that actually. The poster is about bringing people to the theaters,
Yeah.
not arguing with them.
You know what?
Yeah.
Best case scenario. Best case scenario. This gives the guy that made this poster. This gives him exposure, and he may be hired for. You know what I'm saying? Like people that disagree with this victim mentality will be like, you know what? You got attacked by this pompous person. I'm gonna give you some opportunities here. Like I need you to design. You know what I'm saying? These things
Yeah.
like there's no such thing as bad publicity. This is good for him and for her. People.
Have no one actually learned from the Rachel Zegler thing over the past year?
I'm immediately
yeah.
turned off by
I mean,
her.
I don't know if they're just plugging their ears from the concerns of the public because they think they're right, but that's how I see it.
Like, I guess this movie is still gonna be doing good. But
Yeah,
then again,
we still wish everyone
still
involved
gonna
in the
watch
film
it.
well. Of course.
still gonna
yeah.
watch it. I even resigned my fact that Idina isn't actually gonna be starring in it, even though I feel like she could still do it
Yeah.
at her age.
But
It wouldn't
again,
actually matter.
Idina Menzel is not just the Wicked Witch of the West or something. What kind? I don't know the name of the character, the title of the character, but she's also Queen Elsa from the Disney franchise Frozen. So that's that,
Like,
right?
I hope actors
Because
and
newer
actresses learn from
generations,
this.
newer generations would know Idina Menzel as Elsa, not as
Yeah.
the
Like, remember what we said, Chris, regarding social media, on how quickly you
What?
can
We've
destroy
said a
yourself
lot.
with it.
Hey, educate me, guys.
Like, if there was,
Yeah.
like, I had a theory before regarding advancement in technology. This was back in tech times. Like, wars could have ended immediately if people are still using the musket, because you know how long it took to reload that thing.
The best
Right.
shot that you can reload that
because
is a minute or under a
You're
minute.
If you're angry and you want to shoot someone with a gun or a musket, you would have cooled your head off before you could actually pull that trigger.
Yeah. But I'm gonna fuck you up, and you're saying, actually,
And it's
No,
the same
it's
thing
really
you can
not
think
that-
about when it comes to social media.
really
It's so
not that
easy
big a
for you
deal.
to actually type your frustrations online and just press send, and that's it. Meanwhile, after a couple of seconds after you press send, there would be that lingering feeling in the pit of your stomach, like, I shouldn't have sent that, right?
bro, the
Did
number
I
of
just
times
send that? Or
typed-
maybe the question form is, did I just send that?
No, I guess the
number of
correct form
times
is
that
I
I've typed
shouldn't
out-
have, because
I've
everyone
typed
already has
out,
that.
comments or posts. I've typed come out all the way, and then I go back proofread it, and by the time I finish proofreading it, I just delete it because it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Same with me.
that's the advantage of analysis paralysis. So
Yeah.
What's the term again?
at the very least, it has some. It works.
It's when
What
your
did you say?
thumb's
Analysis
not working.
paralysis?
Yeah.
When you get paralyzed before actually sending out a tweet.
Yeah.
Is there a shot for that? For everyone? Like that's my theory.
Yeah, tequila,
regarding,
and then you tweet whatever the hell you're thinking.
regarding
Well, if
efficiency.
that's the case, we'll all be drunk in
Yeah.
under an hour.
I mean, that's my theory regarding the technology, right? Everyone actually can make assumptions immediately now and send it to the ether. Unlike before, you get to sit on it for quite some time. Like, how long does it take to actually write a letter, an angry letter to someone, before you suddenly rip it up and not send it at all?
Right. They say that's actually helpful. That's healthy. Write angry letters, but don't send them.
Yeah.
I figured, I think, Cynthia, you need to do something about that.
Yeah.
Because
Again,
have you considered
we
writing?
love your work. Yeah. Again, we love your work. We love your involvement on Wicked. We definitely would love to watch the film if we have the chance. But
Oh, I'll watch it.
yeah,
I'll still watch it.
please consider the thing that you've just said, because I do
This was-
understand where you're coming. We do understand where you're coming from, but then again, you also have to understand where that artist is coming from.
And considering
It's-
I am not familiar with her name, I give artists something like this. I call these douchebag points. Like Tom Hanks, probably throughout his career has earned, for me at least, 100,000 douchebag points. He could probably punch. He could probably punch a nun, and I would ask the nun, "What did you do?" You understand what I'm saying? Like,
For sure, with Tom Hanks. Yeah.
for me, although I guess she's actually known in the theater community, I don't know her enough to actually give her a pass.
Well, at face value, I'm not surprised that oh my God, you're erasing me. Like, no, nobody's erasing you. Like, come on,
sounds-
we're not. Nobody's doing it. Nobody.
Her
That was
facial
not the
features
intention.
are still there, for
That
crying out
sounds so
loud.
entitled.
Well, it's this mentality, bro. It's this mentality, man. That's very prominent right now. Where it's like you're trying to erase us. No. It's just not it.
Actually, these people are the ones erasing their audience
Yeah.
because they're projecting. To be honest, they're projecting that okay, I'm famous, I can do whatever I want. It's the subconscious thing. Okay,
And
I'm famous, I can do whatever I want, I can say whatever I want. Fuck those other comments, whatever. You know.
yeah, and I know I'm gonna catch heat for this, but I'm just gonna say it away anyway. Whoever decided not to put red lipstick on her, like, shame on you. You need to put red lipstick on that, otherwise she just looks like Fiona from Shrek. Now you can't unsee it.
I don't really want to talk about the other person that impersonates Fiona from Shrek. Don't even get me started on that.
No. Let me point this out. Shrek, Fiona, is a white girl. It's not about that R thing. It's just that the
I
design
know.
that they chose without that lipstick, it makes it look like that.
Yeah.
It's a brand
Yeah.
and stuff.
I get you. I was talking about the other person that I have on my mind, but
Who?
I would
Just say it.
not. No. It's gonna be yeah. Yeah. It's not relevant to the topic. We'll talk about it after this podcast.
Green is really specific. Like, a bit of red could have been used. If they're gonna be using CGI and using green screens, she's entirely green. The red would have helped.
Yeah. Contrast in the colors, that would be
Yeah.
nice. But
Hopefully the movie actually
oh well.
she has a traditional makeup.
Yeah.
As far as I've seen from the trailers, the teaser, I like what I see. Apart
Yeah,
from
I mean,
this mishap regarding her
mhm.
statements.
That's the
So
only thing. That's To be
so
fair, that's
whoever
the only thing that's detracting from the whole thing now.
yeah, I feel like it's an injustice for me not to know the artist who actually did this. The fan edit. I'll add it. Yeah, I'll link to him on the description
Mhm.
just to give him credit.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for that. Like, that's the poster that I wanted and I got, and it didn't actually
Yeah.
come from the studio that is actually funding the movie.
Yeah.
All right. So I was doing some research on this thing, the movie poster thing, and I clicked on the Variety article
Mhm.
that's talking about, Cynthia Erivo slams wicked poster changes, calls him offensive, whatever. Luckily, the
Mhm.
Variety webpage, the comments are pretty active.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's hear some of
Let's
them.
provide that also to our audience. We'll also link that one in the description below, right?
How active are they?
Sure. Yeah. We'll see. But so which yours came from? Yours is a Google. Okay, so this is the one from Variety.
Uh,
Um, so the comment October 16, so like a week ago or more, so week
oh,
and a half ago.
that's
Um,
very recent.
so this comment says she takes herself way too seriously. It's literally not that deep.
Yeah.
Um, then a reply to that is, I was thinking the same thing. Erase her, whatever. And then somebody said, if it's not meant to make a point, then why alter the original artwork? To which someone replied, to match the style of the original artwork they love as fans. Then you have people that say, oh, skipping the movie now. And then this guy says, the world is finding out what the theater world has known for years. She's a major pain. So extra.
I've read that one.
Now this guy goes
Oh,
in. So this is Jack Walker. He said, it's time to call the emergency mental health squad. When a play actor can't divorce themselves from a character in real life, it's just plain sad. Truth is, speaking as a professional artist, the fan version of the poster copying the Broadway poster is superior to the movie version designed
Yeah.
by Erivo. As she
Yeah.
states, she decided to look penetratingly into the camera. The proportions with the other actor are way out. Her head is too big, the lines are off, and the scary eyes destroys the slight Mona Lisa of her smile that is evident in the fan version. The fan version is much more expressive. Wait. The other actor is going to post her own complaint. My mouth is covered, and no one sees my sparkly teeth. I am devastated to the core of my being.
She
yeah.
just looks dead on
So
that
on
original
point.
poster.
That's so on point and well said. That's the reply that that comment got. And
Like,
another comment here says, degrade and erase her because someone tweaked her poster. Victim much? That person probably feels terrible now and will for the rest of their life. This lady is super lucky she even got this role playing a teenager. She looks older than
okay,
her
that
37 years. What the fuck?
okay,
That's savage, man.
That's not good.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the thing that I have against her is, like I said, I like her acting. I like her in the role. It's just that the overreaction regarding something that you shouldn't actually be concerned about,
yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
who gives a shit?
right?
I
Like, it's
mean,
the marketing department's role to actually do these posters and actually market it. Or in this case now, like, d- I see art like something. Art is subjective, right?
Mm,
We all can agree with that, right? But we have
yeah.
eyes.
yeah.
But we have eyes. We can easily see which one is actually superior.
Yeah, she can too. That's why she's pissed. She apparently designed the poster, from what that one comment said.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It's more centered around her rather than the
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Right? The underlying question is why. Is it because she's the main role? She has the main role in the film.
Does she know?
Man.
Let me ask you guys.
Is that the main?
Let me ask you guys, and this is gonna cause a stir. Hopefully not against me. Who is the main character in Star Wars?
Sorry.
Who is the main character in Star Wars?
Is it not Luke Skywalker?
I don't even know who is the main actor because it's a hodgepodge across all
The galaxy.
episodes
Yeah. Anyone in
galaxies far, far away.
Yeah. Hopefully the audience can actually post in the comment section who they think is the main character in Star Wars, because that thing is called an ensemble cast.
And ensemble casts.
I could feel that
very
Han
rare.
Solo. I could feel that Han Solo is the main character. You could feel that Luke Skywalker is the main character. Someone could actually feel that Princess Leia is the main character of the story. Just they
Or
all serve
maybe the
equal parts.
Skywalker twins, for that matter.
The Doublemint twins. Anyone remember that?
I remember the Doublemint twins.
Compliment.
Remember the Doublemint twins?
Yeah, I remember the Doublemint twins.
Yeah.
Anyone who remembers the Doublemint twins? But I digress.
But
The
yeah,
Doublemint twins.
we really appreciate it if you would give your answers in the comments below.
It's
on
not
who
about who is in the lead. Jesus Christ, the Avengers has how many characters?
That's an ensemble cast.
Right?
where.
All of them are
Yeah.
A-list actors.
Hmm.
Some of them are wearing masks.
Hmm.
Do you think they care if they
Some of them
you see their
spend.
face?
Some of them spend most of the movie as CGI.
And I would point this out. I know she's a new actor in film since she's never actually experienced a movie poster being shown in China.
Hmm.
They changed stuff there so much that even the title is not the same.
That happens across the world, though. Really, a lot of places the titles change.
And some in some countries
But then
they
again, it's China. But
Alright.
then again, it's China.
don't. John Cena
We're
had
not
to learn
supposed to be-
Mandarin. John Cena
we're
had
not
to learn
supposed to-
Mandarin to actually market the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We're not supposed to be talking about geopolitics here, but yeah.
I'm good
Yeah.
with talking about geopolitics here. This is a podcast.
But yeah, but I know. Yeah, but I understand. I understand that. I understand that China is different.
Every country's different. That's why I feel she doesn't know that posters can actually be changed depending on your country. This could be easily another poster for another country.
Yeah.
Hopefully in mine.
Yeah.
It could also easily be a poster with a different actress. She's lucky to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone that gets a movie role, I feel is lucky to have it.
Anyone remembered what happened to Black Panther when it was actually shown in China? Everything that was changed in it, the marketing of it.
This I'm not familiar with.
Was this the new one with Wakanda Forever or the other
guess
one
the first
with
one. The first one.
Oh,
Was it ever? It was actually shown in China, right? Was it?
by the way,
Someone
rest in
please
peace
correct me if
to
I'm
Chadwick
wrong.
Boseman.
Yeah, the late great Chadwick Boseman. So this isn't the first case that happened that someone actually changed a movie poster based on taste.
Mm.
Just so happens that it happened to her.
Mm-hmm. And
Didn't even
yeah,
actually detract. So I guess
yeah, that's
we've gone long on this, and I'm sorry for stealing your hosting spot, but I feel like
Hey,
it should have been
hey, that's-
discussed now.
yeah. I guess it's adjacent to the theme because it's also something about scary stuff, the Wizard of Oz and all that shit, and the witches and all that, and I guess the Wicked Witch is one of the Halloween costumes out
Yeah, because
there. But yeah, no
because
worries about it, Christian.
yeah,
I
because it
really
took-
I really appreciate it though.
I
Yeah.
took offense to this one because after all the things that happened with the Marvel stuff, with Rachel Zegler, the Tatiana Maslany issue,
Mhm.
who else? Halle Bailey on The Little Mermaid, all the issues regarding these Disney films. It seems like no one learned their lesson when it comes to dealing with their audiences and dealing with press.
Well, it's not just films. It's not just the media industry. It's also games. And maybe we can spill it over in a future episode of the Paper Straw podcast when gamers when
If
gamers
anyone is
are
actually-
saying it's enough.
If anyone is
enough.
actually just feeling wanting to say
Frustrated?
something on the internet, just
Yeah.
just think of the musket analogy. Like, try to reload that thing. Wait a while. You're not gonna be pulling the trigger after.
Bro, I looked
Unless
up
you're-
some of these
unless
some of these
you're-
racist comments.
Unless
From
you're
Black Panther.
you're formed in a line and you're supposed to load it as fast as possible and fire it at the enemy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Christian's what Christian said is right.
you were saying, Chris?
One of these reviews from China that's considered to be racist. I find it very funny.
What?
So okay, there's two of them. The one guy says, I just think this is funny. The one guy says, the commentator said he had to pinch himself more than 10 times to stay awake during the movie because, quote, Black Panther is black. All the major characters are black. A lot of the scenes are black. The car chasing scene is black. The blackness has really made me drowsy. Like,
What?
end quote. I think that's hilarious. The next one said, when these are so funny, quote, when I entered the theater, a bunch of black people was fighting in the night. I've never been in a theater so dark that I couldn't find my seat, end quote. That's funny, bro.
Funny, but on the verge of
I feel like that's the failure in the lighting guy.
Like, I don't
my.
think those, they are considering those comments to be racist. I don't think it's commentary on the race of people. I think it's a commentary on just color,
filmmaking,
not color of the skin.
The
Yeah.
filmmaking in general, the decision regarding the lighting of it and the tone.
I think that's just
Saturation.
funny.
yeah, the set and lighting. It's all about set
if-
and light.
You're gonna be filming someone with a costume predominantly black. We have to remember he's wearing a mask. You don't even see his race. So if you think about it, if you're fighting in that environment, a dark one, and all you can see are just muzzle flashes, it is gonna be true that it's gonna be hard to find your seat.
Right.
Unless the director or anyone who is involved in the editing would
Unless that's what
share the
he's really
rationale
going
regarding
for.
it.
Like, maybe he's punishing you for not actually going to the theater on time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's very black of you to be late to the movie.
Yeah,
Maybe they're
Because,
punishing
you know-
for
because you should be there at least 15 minutes before the film starts, because once the lights in the theater go dark, it's about time that the film
it takes
starts.
at least an hour to get your popcorn, right?
Yeah, at least.
At least
It
here.
always depends. It always depends on the film or in the.
They probably don't even serve popcorn in China. They probably eat, like, I don't know, deep fried duck bill or some crazy shit.
They move in unison.
Yeah. I don't know what they eat at the movie theater. Bat, maybe?
Yeah, they have popcorn.
Coming
Oh,
summer.
let's not
Summer
get-
2025.
Let's not get into that.
COVID 2.
They have popcorn.
Speaking of bats, I just remembered that old scene where Ozzy Osbourne bites the dove's
When he bit the
dove's
the
head.
head off
The bat.
It's a dove actually, but I think
I'm
this was
surprised-
parodied somewhere where instead of a dove, it's a bat's head.
I'm surprised PETA hasn't been using that as a marketing platform, right?
That happened so long ago. Nobody.
But it's
Is it-
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Ozzy fucking Osbourne.
You would know him. Put that on a
Yeah.
poster.
Maybe.
Like, what will you be having for lunch?
Yeah, that would be a good idea. That would be a good poster, not only for Halloween but maybe for other times of the year. But yeah, finally before we get this over with, I really wanted to appreciate you listening to us rambling for over an hour now, and I would also like to thank Chris and Christian for this lively discussion. I know
Hmm.
it's a bit of a it's a bit what I've been our talk our topics here are a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Again, it may be another landmine again, just
I
like
feel like
last time.
I feel like I aged for about 2 years after this one.
Well,
I
at
feel like I
least you're
aged by
not
2 years.
alone. At least you're not alone, because I might have aged 2 years as well, and so do Chris, I guess. But anyway, since this is the last Friday before Halloween, we still have two days of recording within October. I'm not sure if Christian or Chris would have Halloween themes. I don't know, but uh they would both of them would just surprise me for
We'd also like
for this.
we'd also like to remind people that we're live now on Twitch actually.
Oh yeah, yeah, of
during,
course.
during this recording. So,
Thank you for reminding me of that, Christian. I really
Yeah, so if you guys want to
yeah.
join us live, we are on Twitch. I will be posting the link
Yeah,
below. Our schedule is actually Mondays, 4 a.m. EST. If you want to join us, that's 4 p.m. In
Philippine
Asia,
Standard Time.
Philippine Standard Time. So yes,
So,
you're all
so
welcome to actually
that's
join us, join the conversation, post some questions, direct the traffic if you want, in regards to our conversations. Like we welcome it.
yeah, and it's 8 a.m. UTC, just to standardize it,
Yeah.
because Eastern Time may or may not be affected by daylight
And
savings.
stay
That's
tuned
that.
to our channel because we will also be doing more than just podcasting. We will be delving into gaming, other segments. Just stay tuned. We have a
Yeah,
lot for
yeah.
you guys,
Yeah,
and
of course.
you can now
And
interact with us live.
yeah, and thank you for reminding us, Christian, that we are already live on Twitch. This is actually my first time hosting on Twitch. That we're on Twitch, and it just so happens that I'm the sacrificial lamb for this. But anyway, that's
Kinda just
okay.
remembered.
At least I got to experience this anyway. But since this is the last Friday before Halloween, I would just like to wish everyone a happy Halloween. If you're
Happy Halloween.
enjoying it. If you're enjoying it, I enjoy it my way. I hope you enjoy it yours. And if you do some trick or treating or some parties, I do hope you stay safe out there. And I hope that you wouldn't have wardrobe issues with your costumes. That's my wish for all of you. All right. So before we go, we would just like to remind you to, if you're watching this on YouTube, or I don't know if you're gonna watch this on YouTube, but if we are also on YouTube, Paper Straw Media. You can just subscribe to that channel, ring the notification bell by selecting all, so that you wouldn't miss any of our content other than the Paper Straw podcast. And as Christian said, we are also on Twitch, so do check us out. You only said Mondays, but
Monday,
guess
Wednesdays, and Fridays. I said it.
yeah, that's right. We are here 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 4 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, 8 a.m. UTC on Twitch. So do stand by for us for that. And before we ramble too much, I would end this episode of the Paper Straw podcast here, and I would like to thank you for watching or listening so far. And on behalf of Chris Short and Christian Tejares, I'm Ian Riñon, and this has been another episode of the Paper Straw podcast. And see you in the next one. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy semestral, happy semestral break, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.